So, welcome to a Monday roundup video. A few things have happened over the past few days, so I thought I needed to update you all. So we have rabbits, goats, honesty books, and a funky little caterpillar that I found. So first up, goats. If you follow Instagram, you will have seen earlier in the week we had a bit of drama. So last week I let Gaspode out of the goat pen for the first time into the flock. I'll link that video up here and you can see his exploration and adventure on that first day. All was well. And then they returned without him. So here are the Instagram videos. Well, this is fun. Goats have come back to base without Goat Kid. Goat Kid is not making a noise at all. It's really windy. Goat Kid is brown. Don't really know what to do. He's probably asleep somewhere and she probably knows exactly where he is. But I want to put them to bed. Oh dear. Well, I don't know what to do. I can't find him. He's not calling. All of the goats are just trying to go back to the caravan because it's getting dark. Mum does not care, so she's not calling. Okay, Sard found him. He fell in the pit, so he's in here. So now I've got to try and get him out. Panic. Over. What had happened initially was I'd kept them in for the day and they had managed to all jump out apart from Gaspode, so I heard him screaming his head off, and we all know how loud goat babies can scream. So I came over to the pen and all the goats were over there and Gaspode was in here, so I let him out. And I think what happened is they were in such a hurry to go and forage, they ran off round there, they took him with him, and he basically fell off the edge of the pit into a load of brambles. So to stop that happening and to keep the goats in when I want them in, I have put up some electric fence. So it is safe to say that the stock netting around the goat caravan is shoddy at best. But it's held until they started climbing on it, and they've actually been climbing out this corner. So what I've done now is I've just put a single strand of polywire around the top of the pen completely. I've just got my battery operated energizer down here, and for the past 3 days they haven't got out, and they have stung a few noses. And it just means now that I can be confident that when I'm not on site, if I don't want them wandering, they're gonna be in here. Gaspode is doing great. There he is. And now that he's kind of more integrated in the flock, I'm hoping that he won't get lost again. And he will cry, because that was the other thing. It was a windy night. Mum wasn't calling. He wasn't calling. The wind was going this way, so she was here calling, but all of her sound was going that way. So there was nothing for him to respond to. Yeah, so I was a bit stressed, but now we have it under control. I'm going to start milking her any day, and so that's an update on the goats. The second update is all my rabbits died because I had RVHD 2. I will link that video up there. And I exaggerate, they didn't all die, all my babies died. And what I was finding around the farm was this. Lots of baby bunnies with not a mark on them. Now that is actually a quite clear sign of the viral hemorrhagic disease 2. The first one, so number 1, they often bleed from the nose and they often have blood in their feces. With the second one, number 2, there's often no sign at all, and then they drop dead. So I lost my remaining 2 doe and 2 buck kits from this year, and there's just been dead rabbits all over the place, which is quite sad. But I do have good news. My adult does, my 2 adult bucks that I vaccinated have survived. They've not shown any symptoms, they've not been lethargic, and although I know it's still around, I think that their vaccinations last year have given them that boosted immunity to safeguard them against the disease. So of course you can never say 100% guarantee that they're going to be okay, but the kits died last week. They're all in close proximity of the parents, and so I think we're going to be okay. It has made me double guess, as you know, keeping more rabbits and also putting in a colony system. I would love to do a colony system with rabbits, but where they're all living as a group and they're on the ground and they're more accessible to flies and therefore the transmittable diseases, I don't know. But so far, fingers crossed, I think we might be in the clear. In terms of the market garden and the honesty box, if you are on Instagram or if you're in the private VIP group, you will know that we have had some thefts. And I don't know who it is, but I think it's one or two people doing it rather than everyone. And so I now have a huge yellow smile you're on camera sign. I have a Reolink motion sensor detector and recording camera. And I also have a chalkboard that says, please pay in full. If you don't, we will name and shame you and your images on social media. And while I'm telling you this, I'm just showcasing my beautiful new kale, lettuces and chard for the winter season. Mostly it's been flowers that have been stolen. And the camera hasn't 100% worked. The problem I find with the Reolink is if it's not fully charged, it takes a lot of battery to capture the motion and then record it. Because it's right next to the road, I have to have it quite high sensitivity so it captures people coming. But it also means that it catches most of the passing traffic. So it records like 50 to 60 times a day, little snippets, which was running the battery down. So when the one theft, we've had one theft since I put all of that down there, and they were gladioli that were taken. When they were taken, my camera hadn't recorded. So I still don't know who it is, but I will find them. And then I will put their face all over social media and I will work out who it is. But overall, it's going really well. I'm less disappointed now that we're not having multiple thefts a week. I'm making between 10 to 20 pounds a day, which I think is really good considering we only started it about 6 weeks ago. I haven't got a lot of stock to put on the stand in the first place, and most of the time it's sold out. And finally, the other day, I found this amazing caterpillar. Look at this chap. He looks like he should be a sweet. I think it's a sycamore moth. I remember collecting hundreds of these as a kid, and I haven't seen one in 30 years. But look how cute it is. So cute. Oh yeah, open up. And they have a kind of a little spotty back, look. Whee! Oh, don't get blown away. Look at it. Oh no, he blew onto the ground. And I love it particularly because when I was a kid, maybe about 30 years ago, when I was like 10 or 11, there was one summer where there were thousands of these all over a tree where I used to live down in Poole, and I collected them, and it's a lasting memory. It's nostalgic for me. So and I haven't seen one again in like 3 decades. So to find one here on our farm, really, really excited. So there is a little Monday catch-up of all the things that have been happening. I don't think I've got anything else to remind you of or to update you on, but if I have, let me know in the comments below and I will get you up to date. Other than that, I'm looking forward to another week of farming, getting more produce from the market garden. We should have, fingers crossed, some more animals arriving here on the farm, and we're almost in September. Where has the year gone?